Let's talk about the Oregon Duck defense, a unit that has an argument of being the best offense in the country. The Ducks were able to bring back both Connerly and Cornelius. Now, obviously, Connerly's only a junior now, so he had to come back. But in my opinion, this is the best offensive tackle duo in the country. Like a year ago, I would have said maybe Notre Dame with Blake Fisher and Joe Alt, maybe Penn State with Caden Wallace and Olu Fashanu. This year, I have no doubt Oregon's got the best offensive tackle duo. Connerly, probably going to be a first, second rounder. Cornelius, second, third rounder. Cornelius coming over from Rhode Island, it was expected he was going to be a good player, but he's been phenomenal for them. Pass blocking, run blocking, just a great leadership presence on that offensive line. The interior is where I'm not as well versed and well read, but Matthew Bedford, coming over from Oregon, a guy that has a lot of snaps. Iapani Lalulu, I hope I said that right, takes over at center for Powers Johnson, and Marcus Harper is projected to start at left guard. So very solid unit on the offensive line. Again, offensive tackles are going to be insane. Just a matter of, are they able to get that interior push when they really need it to get those tough yards in those third and shorts and on the goal line. Quarterback, everybody knows Dillon Gabriel transferred over from Oklahoma, a 6-year player, not the biggest guy, 5'11", 200 pounds, has a great arm, great spiral, very calm, very poised, not a guy that ever gets rattled, can stay calm. I like this pickup a lot. And then also getting Dante Moore, having him come over from UCLA and him being able to compete with Dillon Gabriel and also learn under him and really soak up everything that the vet has to say and teach him. That's going to be big for Oregon for years to come. I really like Dante Moore being there right now with Dillon Gabriel. So that should be an undervalued, overlooked thing for the Ducks that is going to pay off dividends in the future. Wide receiver room, you can make an argument that they have the best receiving core in the country. I know Missouri's up there. I know Ohio State's up there. But Tej Johnson, one of the fastest guys in college football, extremely hard to cover in the slot. The cuts that he's able to make and the acceleration that he has. Not a big guy, but man, he catches everything and he is very tough. Evan Stewart coming over from Texas A&M. Very talented guy. We've seen a lot of really good plays from him as a freshman. Very big pickup. And then Trayshawn Holden on the outside. Their ex-receiver, 6'3", about 210 pounds. This is a very, very, very good group of three receivers. And Dillon Gabriel coming over from Oklahoma. Some of the talk was that Oklahoma's offense was designed for a vertical attack with Nick Anderson and Andrell Anthony. Now with Evan Stewart and Tej Johnson, these quicker, flashier receivers, being able to get the ball to them fast and allow them to create plays, that's going to be really, really good for both the receiving core and Dillon Gabriel. And having those two offensive tackles block for them and pass block, Gabriel's not going to have to worry about someone coming in, from his blind side and leveling him. So should be a lot of confidence from Dillon Gabriel in that pocket, delivering the rock to those guys. The tight ends, I know Terrence Ferguson's back. Huge target, 6'6", 255. And an underrated guy, I know he hasn't played a ton, and he's been more of a blocker, but Patrick Herbert is another huge target. They have some big tight ends at Oregon, and I think Lanning's going to use that a lot in the running game and a lot off of play action. These guys are mismatches for linebackers and safeties. Being able to box out your defenders, Dillon Gabriel is going to put the ball in the right spot and just going up and getting it, with your big, strong hands. These guys are going to be a vital part of this offense. And, they get in goal line or they get in a tough spot where they need to get a yard or two. Having those tight ends and those big bodies block with how great of an offensive line this is going to be a very underrated running game, I believe. And having a guy like Jordan James to hand the ball off to, I know Noah Whittington is still there. This is a good stable of backs. Not talked about as highly. I feel like a lot of talk about, some of the best running back duos in the country have been about Penn State with Allen and Singleton. Ohio State obviously getting Quinshon Judkins paired up with Travion Henderson, but I like this running back stable for the Ducks a lot. Jordan James, a little bit bigger than Whittington. Whittington, not the biggest guy, but certainly has some wiggle and is able to get skinny at the point of attack and sneak through those gaps. So I talked about, seeing the Oregon defense against the Ohio State offense, game 6, and how excited I am for that. I'm excited to see this offense go against Ohio State's defense, because watching JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer go against Connerly and Cornelius, this receiving core against Ohio State's defensive backs, that game is going to be so awesome. It's going to be sick. So Oregon could definitely have the best offense in the country. I think it's undebatable. It's a top 3 offense already on paper. So very, very good year for the Ducks coming up. Great defense, great offense. And if you haven't watched that defensive video, feel free to go do that. If you enjoy these videos, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. If you like listening to me talk football, appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.